All right, we are going to be starting improper fractions to mixed numbers today. So you're going to find your notes at, say, page 139, and you're going to glue it into your notebook. And on the next page will be your practice problems that you will work on. So one of our biggest words that we're going to be talking about today is improper fractions. An improper fraction is when the numerator is greater than the denominator, and usually it's the opposite. Usually the numerator is smaller than the denominator, but here's an example, 17/4. Typically, we would have a bigger number on the bottom. This is called an improper fraction, okay? And a mixed number is a whole number and a fraction together, like 3 and 5/8. So that is an improper fraction, and that is a mixed number. When I divide fractions, it is important to know where to place my numerator and the denominator when I'm dividing. So this line right here means divided by. So when I read this, it's 9 divided by 4, or 9 divided by 4, or 9 divided by 4. It's all of these. So this is the same as, and this is the same as. Okay. The top number falls to the right, and then we complete the sign. So it goes. So here's some practice. What that means is, all right, so if I would be writing this, I would write it 3 divided by 10. 2 into 8. 5 into 12. That's how I'd write it. 3 into 10, or 10 divided by 3. 10 divided by 3. Okay? So the numerator is the dividend, which is the top number, and the dividend is the number inside. And the bottom, or the denominator, is the divisor, which is the number on the outside. Here's the divisor, and here's the dividend. Okay? So here are the steps for making a mixed number from an improper fraction. So we're going to go up here. We're going to rewrite the fraction. 67 is my number that is on the top, so that goes in here, and then that goes in there. All right, so if I want to convert an improper fraction into a mixed number, I need to find out how many times does 9 go into 67, and that's how I do that. 9 goes into 67 how many times? So that's the first step. I rewrite the fraction. The second step is to find the answer to divide. So 9 goes into 6, does not go into it, but it goes into 67 7 times. Okay. Now, if I am changing an improper fraction to a mixed number, I don't need to worry about if I have a remainder or not. That's fine. I'm not doing decimals or anything. This is fractions. So this is the whole number right here. This will be the numerator, and this will be the denominator. So I would write it 7 4/9 is how I would do the answer to 67/9 is 7 4/9. Now I do not have to simplify because I don't have a number that goes into 4 and 9 together. So that is my answer. Now, for the models. since you might come across models. I have all right, now let me model this using a model because you might come across these. So I want to convert 8, oop, that pen does not work. Let's try this one. 8/3. Okay, so I'm going to color in a third, 8/3 to be exact, because that's how you would say that. Okay, so that would be 1/3, 1/3, 1/3, 1/3, 1/3, 1/3, 1/3, and 1/3. So if you added all those together, it would be 8/3. Okay, so I'm going to write that down here. I'm adding 8/3 together. Okay, now this is how I would use the model. I'm going to use a different color. Each time I come to a third, I'm going to cross it off and I'm going to try to fill in whole models, like I'm going to put them together. So that one is here, that one is there, that one is there. Okay, so 1/3 plus 1/3 plus 1/3 is 3/3, which is actually a whole. Okay. So then I have 1/3, 1/3, and 1/3 would be 3/3, which is a whole. Then I'm going to cross off 1/3 and 1/3. So now I have 2/3 left, not 3/3. Okay. If I add that together, it'd be 6 8/3. Okay. Now, how would I do it as a mixed number? 1 plus 1 is 2, plus 2 is 2/3. So that would be 2 and 2/3. Okay, so here are some examples that I would like to do with you and then have you finish the page and submit it as an assignment. So here's our practice. Okay. We're going to do these together, these two together. And then you're going to do the rest of them together. You're going to turn them into mixed numbers. All right, so I'm going to do one with you, actually. I'm going to do one with you, and I'm going to have you do the rest on your own. So I'm actually going to zoom out so you can copy these down. So we are going to convert. We're going to write this 8 into 11. 11 divided by 8. It goes in one time. 3 left over, so my answer is 1 and 3/8. I go around 1 and 3/8. That would be my answer. So here are the remainders of what you are going to be copying down and submitting for your assignment.